Well, good evening, everyone. Mikey Kung Pao here. We're back again. What an exciting day, huh? Had a lot of witnesses today. Juan would have ran right through them in an hour or two if it weren't for that Nurmi throwing everything down to a crawl with his stupid cross. But anyway, what did we find out today? We're going to look at some video clips. It's going to go kind of wrong, I'm afraid, because there was so much content today. So I'm going to keep this intro real short. But the great thing is, we're back to the real issue at hand, which is Jodi's murder and her premeditation. And you're going to see today these witnesses completely blow apart all her story about gas cans and the rise that she told about taking it back to Walmart, and you know how much gas she had, and his former girlfriends all completely blow her apart, and you know, all her stories and rise about what Trevor have on his computer and everything. So really a great day for the prosecution, I think, and for Juan Martinez. So we're going to take a look at that. And interesting thing too is that Revutal's testimony completely and totally destroyed in this day also, because remember, Revutal said she looked at all this material from all the witnesses, and it all a bad thing against Travis, but actually it's just the opposite. It showed so clearly that Revutal was a complete fraud and a complete embarrassment to her profession, and so going to put the final nail in the straw of her career, I think, too. All right, so let's move right into it. And so no longer are we going to dwell on all these months and months of all this off-topic stuff. Well, Nurmi going to do that today, Mormonism and sex and everything. But for the rest of us, we're going to get to the meat of this, which is Jodi's premeditation murder. Okay, so that's what we're here to talk about. Let's move on, and then we come back. Okay, here we are, everybody. And so now we're going to look at some clips of what happened today. Try to run through it as fast as we can. This guy here, new witness, Jacob Medford. He were friend with Travis, prepaid legal services. He see Travis and Jodi together a few times, and he going to tell us that Travis was always affectionate to her and everything. And he take a little clip of them. Let's see what's going on.
When did you begin working with prepaid legal services?
April 22nd, 2000.
Oh, you notice something? Nurmi all sitting up and professional and attentive today, see? Paying close attention. Let's see how long that lasted for him.
And as part of working there, did you have occasion to observe the interaction between the defendant and Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
And were they affectionate with each other, yes or no?
Yes.
Did you see that on more than one?
Uh-oh. Nurmi back to slouching way back in her chair and being Nurmi again.
Yes.
Going to sleep, I think.
How often would you see that they were affectionate during that?
Just about every time that they were together.
Okay, so they were always affectionate. Now we're going to look at the little video clip that this guy took at that function. And, oh, Jodi really sad now. She's putting on a very good act, I think, about this one. And Wilmot, you know, see the Wilmot there, also in concert with her now. They're doing it together.
Whether or not she keeps her head down there or not.
No, eventually she looks like she gets bored and she lifts his arm.
Oh, we got to back up a little bit.
Travis Alexander.
Okay, see what we got here. We got the Jodi head down here in Travis' wrap, because she stuck to him like an abalone on a rock. Can't pry it off no matter what. And always inappropriate in public situation and everything. And unfortunately, a judge don't allow this whole thing in. What we really wanted to see, so I'm going to show you the part the judge don't allow in, that Nurmi must have made a hissy fit. So let's take a look for a minute.
And there appears to be something blondish or white on his lap. Who is that?
Some kind of dog.
Jodi. There he is.
And this individual here to the right, do you see who that is?
That breed called
Right next to Jodi.
Three-Hole Wonder Dog.
Right.
Wonder
Dan
Dog.
Freeman.
And to his left, the individual in the white shirt.
Christopher Hughes.
And the person that is sitting there with the black shirt.
Chris Hughes. Guys say Jodi a psycho.
Do you know about what time this video was shot?
Somewhere between probably 11 p.m. and midnight.
And this is after the meetings?
Yes.
Watch out, Travis. That thing bite. That dog bites. She still had her hair blonde, hadn't dyed it brown. She dyed it brown on the murder trip, you know. I so sad for myself. Riz her tongue. Okay. We saw that. She's not sad for Travis. She's sad for her. Okay. He's going to tell us what happened at that meeting, but I'm going to show you the real crib. The guy Jacob. And cross, he was not nice to Nurmi because he don't like Nurmi.
At some point in this video, what does the defendant do? Do you know whether or not she keeps her head down there or not?
No, eventually she looks like she gets bored and she lifts his arm off of her and sits up.
Yeah, but that's not the whole story. Not only does she get bored and sit up, but she's very angry and resentful that all them people are sitting around there listening to Travis and she's not the center of his attention every second of every day of every month of every year. Okay, and I'm going to show you the real thing that happened all the way through. Let's take a look from the Drew show here.
This is there's this woman that was seeing all this. Like 10 feet away, she started like crying uncontrollably. So I had a gun against my temple.
That's pretty creepy. He had a gun against the temple. That's a real story talking about, and considering the circumstance here, I find that pretty weird. Anyway,
He's like doing this with my gun.
now watch Jodi. She's getting more and more mad. Take the arm off, all angry. Look at her face. She's very angry and upset and, you know, tired. She don't want to deal with all these people. Now watch what she do with her hair and everything. Show you her attitude and her body language. And she's staring at him. I'm pissed off at you. Will you talk to other people? Watch the hair. Pick up the hair. Yeah, okay. Okay. Anyway, that's all you need to see of that. That tell you everything you need to know about Jodi and the dynamic between her and Travis. Let's move on and see what else is going on here.
And how long is this video approximately?
5 minutes.
Let's move on to the next witness,
And
Amanda.
after this video was shot, what?
Hey,
Police
Amanda.
officers investigate like
Okay, this Amanda, she an investigator for Walmart. She looked for theft and fraud and all that kind of thing. And she can show that Jodi totally lied about the gas can thing. No possible way she could have bought that can and brought it back to Walmart. Okay, because not only do they log in everything that come back on the computer and they can track it all, and so they check everything for that day, that entire day, a whole 24-hour period. No one brought the gas can back. She's going to say all that. She's also going to say, hey, you got the original receipt there. We would have circled the item that got brought back. And so she talked about all that kind of thing. No possible way Jodi's story true. And that goes to premeditation. Very, very damning. But Juan dismantled several of Jodi's horrible lies today and show what complete lying story she tells about this whole thing. Guilty of first degree, because this was premeditation stuff here.
credit card theft, and I do a lot of that stuff.
As part of your duties, are you familiar how the registers work there at Walmart?
Yes, I am.
Let's go
And
up to...
are you also familiar with the procedure?
And they always put like an initial next to that.
So let me stop you there. So for example, if we were talking about this one right here at the bottom, the individual would either cross it out or circle it as part of the process there, correct?
Yeah, if you come in for a refund, they're either going to circle or cross out. They didn't do neither one on Jodi's receipt, and not log into the computer. They checked every single register. Okay, never happened. Let's see what else we
Some sort of
got.
documentation.
And they would initial it, right?
Yes.
So for example, in looking at this exhibit that we're talking about, exhibit 237.008, every single cash register, including the ones that don't normally give refunds, to see what refunds were given on that particular
They
day.
checked
Yes.
every single
And-
one, and Jodi right. Okay, what else? Let's move
Are they
on.
included in
We go way up
exhibit
here.
number?
I think Wilmot's saying there, we screwed. Okay.
Then
Look at her
65.
body language. See how she's moving her fingers back and forth and all nervous and everything. As she know that they're host. Okay. Now, and I noticed Jodi nose seemed to be getting a little bit longer today each time she be caught, and another huge wry that showed she premeditate this whole thing. Okay. What else happened after that? We're gonna go up here to this spot. Nurmi's. No question, Your Honor, because we're screwed. Okay, nothing I can say to this witness. I see we cut in this rye. So instead, what I'm going to do later, try to get the jury to forget by talking about my perverted sex ideas for about 3 hours. Okay, so that's what he's doing there. Let's see what else. Go on.
Any questions from the jury? It looks like we do have one.
One question for the jury. I'm not going to do my jury question thing. I had some here. We're not going to have enough time. Okay, let's go up here.
Any other questions? Counsel, please.
was this done?
This was done at the pump.
Okay, now we got a new witness, Chelsea Young. And she worked for the gas company, and she part of the IT department. She can track everything, find all the receipt from all the gas ever sold at any station, all that kind of thing. And they're going to show again about how Jodi Arias got about the gas cans. Because what Jodi was doing in Pasadena is she was filling up all them gas cans, okay? Well, she only had 3. That probably her right there. Look a little bit like her. No, this girl much better looking. Anyway, Jodi had 3 5-gallon cans. And this lady show how they have receipt in Salt Lake City where Jodi filled up the entire tank at the Ford Focus, and then she had 2 other transactions total up to 15 gallons more into the gas cans after filling the car. So we see the same thing that Juan showed before in Pasadena. So Jodi lied about the gas cans again, and that what this witness showed. But I'm going to show you something.
Can you move it back up?
This one?
Oh.
Something I noticed about this witness, she very buffed. You see that there? I think that she could whip Jodi. I think that she could beat her arse. Don't you think so? And I think most of us would like to see that happen. But not going to happen this time. Maybe some other time. Okay, then she's going to talk about the gas can and all the receipt and how it totaled up to...
at the register. At the very bottom, you see POS 1.
What else?
Okay, at the very bottom you said something about POS. What is POS?
That's the register, point of sale.
All right,
So
so then we have something down here.
Unless it referred to Jodi, then it stands for something. Then POS stand for piece of you know what. Okay, anyway, let's move up here.
2, they get $20 and that's the end of it, right?
That's correct.
So if someone wanted to buy...
oh, the screen went from fuzzy to clear, and I didn't really want to see that when Nurmi was there. Little bit of trouble with the streaming today, I think Croaker Queen had. But I sure do appreciate her upload all these things. Give me a chance to look at them on my lunch break, you know. She's the best. Anyway, let's go on.
Transaction, the transaction wouldn't contain their name, credit card number, and the time they did it, would it?
Watch this. Nurmi objects to the amount of gas that Jodi bought. They object. Oh, I passed that part. All right, let's go on to the next witness. Donna Reed. No, Deanna Reed, a former girlfriend of Travis. And let's see, that come up at up here. Go up a little way. Everybody waiting for her to be sworn in or something. Oh, one thing I noticed, Jodi sitting like a statue for like 20 straight minutes, not moving, not blinking. She says, I know you all watching me. This time I'm going to fool you. I'm not going to show you any emotion. I'm not going to move a muscle, okay? But inside I'm seething with anger and rage, but I'm going to mask it all. None of you see it. Anyway, we got a new witness here. Let's move up to here. Way up here. New witness, Deanna.
For example, had he decided...
Now this Deanna Reed is a girlfriend of Travis, and we see by her testimony, if you can watch the whole thing, she's very, very nice, very credible and everything. And she say the same thing all of other Travis girlfriends say. He never show any hint of violence, never call her a bad name, you know, never angry, never tried to pressure her about sex or anything else, never tried to control her. When she went to break up with him, he don't say, I'm going to come control you or come, you know, anyway.
Go behind your back and start seeing people at the beginning or the middle of the relationship. Was there any way that you would have been able to find out that you know of?
No.
So he tells you this, and so is that sort of the time that you break up?
Yes, it is.
And you return.
Okay.
Arguments or disagreements, just like any normal couple.
And during those disagreements, would he ever, in any of those disagreements, would he ever curse at you?
No, never.
Would he ever call you names?
No, he did not.
And during any of those times, did he ever strike you or physically advance on you or inflict any physical violence on you?
No, never.
No. And notice Jodi trying hard not to look at this woman because she mad. I think Stacy Steele said this on one of the comment page. She say, you know, she jealous still and mad. And hey, how come that Travis, you know, was so nice to this girl, not to me? So anyway, you can see she don't even want to look at her, you know.
And this was when you came back in around 2002 to when?
To when I moved in 2004.
And you said that you moved in 2004, so that was a continuous portion of the the relationship then approximately 2-3 years, something
Let's
like
go up a little bit.
2005.
Skip ahead. Nurmi playing
I
with
did
himself.
at the end of 2005. We had been dating for a while at that point, and I was ready for marriage. And at that time, he wasn't. And because of that, I felt like I needed to move on.
Right.
Decided that we would remain friends.
And at that time, when you were having this conversation, and he's emotional, and you described yourself as being emotional, at any point did he become physical, so he's throwing you down, put his hands on you in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely not.
Did he curse at you in any way?
No, he did not.
Just what we always know about all the girlfriend
Did
before.
he raise his voice in any way?
No, he never raised his voice to me.
And
4
so
years they
you
talked.
have this conversation, you break up, and are you still living in Phoenix up north?
Yes, at that.
Interesting thing is, they were together, and afterward she was friend with him too. After they break up, and they share a few text message and email and thing, completely platonic, just like friends do. And that part of what Rebuttal used to say that he were cheating, a pattern of abuse. That show what a fraud Rebuttal is. In fact, all of this show what a fraud Rebuttal is. Because all these other girls, supposedly all the stuff she read from all the people, show that Travis have no pattern of abuse. And so Rebuttal, just completely perjure herself and make a complete mockery of her profession. Anyway, let's get on for that.
I had moved, well, there was a time when I moved to Mesa and was living there for a while with my sister.
And so, was this when you broke up with him?
Yes, and then soon after the breakup, I moved up to North Phoenix.
So, at that time of the breakup, you had actually moved to Mesa, living with your sister.
Yes.
And after the breakup, you moved to Phoenix.
That.
Yeah, so what one wants to say, but he can't, is, and so after you broke up with him, you actually moved somewhere else instead of Mesa, instead of the other way around where Jodi broke up with Travis, Travis broke up with Jodi, and then she moved to Mesa to be right by him. And he also wants to say, and after you broke up, did you hide behind Christmas trees and climb through doggy doors and do some entire thrashing and some spying on new girlfriend and everything? See, none of that happened except with Jodi. So let's move on. What else after this? Oh, I want you to hear something about the dog. Napoleon, the dog.
That's correct, yeah.
How far away was your home from his, the one that was in Phoenix? How far away was it in terms of travel time?
When I lived up in...
During the time that, again, during this time period where you guys were friends, did you continue being close friends such that you would tell each other whatever things that close friends tell each other?
Yeah, we did. We trusted each other.
And at any time during that time, did he ever scream at you obscenities or anything like that?
No, he didn't. Our relationship wasn't like that.
And at any time, did he ever physically touch you in any way, inappropriately, for example, striking you or anything?
No.
Did he ever curse at you during that time when you left in May of 2008?
No, he didn't.
And even after you left in May of 2008, did you continue to have contact with him?
Yeah, I did.
But I didn't
And
hide
did you
behind
have
a Christmas
contact
tree.
with them, including these text messages?
Yeah, we would text sometimes.
And would you also talk on the telephone?
Yeah, we would talk on the telephone and text, but mostly talking on the telephone.
How about emails, that sort of thing? Would you do that?
Every once in a while, yes.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I could not find the doggy reference, but basically this witness, she got Napoleon after Travis' murder by Jodi. And, Jodi says she rub animals, even though she kicked them and beat them and killed them and all that kind of thing. But she didn't care about that dog, even after she killed Travis. She just left it there to rot for a few days. Luckily, someone came along 3 or 4 days later, his friends and everything. But let's move on. Let's see what we're doing here.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
There's something I wonder about. Because I'm a rocket science guy and everything, I'm wondering who make the buttons and the sewing thread and everything for the buttons. Because I think they must be some kind of heavy-duty titanium with maybe Kevlar thread or something in order to withstand the pressures and forces involved. A rocket science guy, engineer guy can't stop thinking about that kind of thing. So it just baffled me a little bit. You might get special shirts somewhere.
Did you ever have a chance to respond to that letter or communicate with him before you returned? You mentioned that, well, You mentioned the reason it ended is that you...
Okay, the only point I'm making here is Nurmi drives her completely insane. He rambled on and on and on. You mentioned, in regards to, what I was meaning to say, it just go on and on. You know, Juan Martinez get his thing done in about 3 minutes. Nurmi get up there and ramble for an hour. Okay, what else he say?
Wanted to get married.
Yes.
Okay, she don't want to get married. She don't want. He don't want to get married to her. We already know that. What's going on up here?
And did you and Mr. Alexander have a sexual relationship?
Yes, we did.
Oh, here it come, Nurmi,
And when
you
did that
bloated
sexual
a-hole.
relationship begin?
Well, we had been dating for a long time, and we were in love, and so that is something that happened. That's what happens when people are in love. And
I believe Nurmi just eclipsed the entire back of the room. You know how sometimes the sun come over the moon and eclipse it? You know, and thing like that. I think Nurmi eclipsed the entire back of the room when he up there. Especially Jodi.
I don't know exactly when it was. It was what...
For your church, that would have been inconsistent with the dictates or the teachings of your church. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, here with this jerk gonna spend an hour bugging this girl about her sex life to Travis like it any of his business or have anything whatsoever to do with this trial. You know, this Nurmi disgusts me in every possible way, and that's why I take every opportunity I can to point out that he disgusting. Anyway, in fact, I'm going to show you something. This is what happened. This where he coming, this part of the trial remind me of this right here. Let me show you. Right here.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Here come Nurmi to ask a bunch of perverted sexual question. Here he come, gonna ask about anal sex and whether she ejaculate and things like that. Did he get grown up in this thing? There he come. I'm just wondering if he got grown up. Tell me to get that part.
See every day?
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day. That big bloated Nurmi asking these questions for an hour. Okay, what else happened here?
And because of that
Oh, shut up.
inconsistency was the fact that you were...
Oh, go ask 8 million other people in the country who are in their 20s, Nurmi, if they had sex outside the dictate of their church.
Did he
Okay.
ever use phrases with you that you're the ultimate slut in bed?
No.
And
But what she wanted to say is, no, because I would not a strut and a three-whore wonder and a porn star like someone else we know, okay? That was she wanted to be saying. Look at that face right there. Yes, right there. Jodi Tool face. Okay, anyway, what else? This Nurmi's disgusting, so I got to get him off pretty quick before I go crazy.
did he talk to you about blowing enormous loads every time?
No.
Wait, let's get to Nurmi's favorite line here. Coming right up.
Did he ever ejaculate on your face?
No.
Not that one, okay? You pervert, you weirdo. You creep. You cretin. You big
Did he ever
bloated
call
gas
you
bag.
a whore?
No.
A slut?
No.
A three-hole wonder?
No.
Well, we couldn't finish without getting that in, could we? So, what else? Let's go up to Juan Cross and see what he have to say about all this. And it's a little further up. After all that, Juan Cross take about 2 minutes. What Nurmi take an hour, okay?
No.
This issue about whether or not you were going to marry and why you broke up. He told you he wasn't ready to marry you is what you told us, right?
Yes.
Perfectly
So was
honest.
it a situation that he lied to you?
No, he was very honest about it.
And when you told him, we're done with this, and you've broken up, was it a situation that he kept coming back and asking you for sex?
No.
Did you guys continue to have sex after you broke up?
No.
So is it something that you obviously could control then, right?
Yes.
And was it a situation after you broke up with him that he was such a sexual monster that he kept coming over and grabbing at you and pawing at you to have sex with him? Did that happen?
No, he was always a gentleman. He never pressured me.
Okay, let's move on to the next
For
witness.
example, someone takes a photo or an image and puts it in a Word document.
Okay, this guy here, he is the expert on all of the computer stuff that was reviewed. Travis' laptop and computer and internet search history and picture, everything on his hard drive. And of course what they find is, again, Jodi completely lied, nothing on there at all. And they talk about in fact, Travis must have been the cleanest computer guy in history, because they couldn't dig up anything. Guy, stupid Nurmi, tried to bring up a couple of YouTube video because of their title, but they have nothing to do with anything weird. So look at Jodi's face. Oh my goodness. Let's move on for a second, see what this guy say when they ask him about all these things.
And I will be able to find that.
All right, and with regard to that examination, did that reveal any images of women's breasts?
No, it did not.
Because Jodi lied about that.
Claire, did
She
it
said
show
he had
the
that on
photo?
there.
Either?
No.
Okay, what else did you do?
After that, I went through all the internet history, the registry of the computer itself.
Didn't find
The
nothing.
software was added to the computer.
When you say that you looked at the registry to see what software was added, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're...
How about kitties? Talk
Just
about that.
basic software.
Such as what?
Windows, Office, things like that.
Anything related, for example, to going to adult sites or anything like that?
Well, in that sense, I will be looking for something that will be peer-to-peer. Some software that will allow you to share files from one user to another.
And did you find that?
I did not.
And what else did you do in terms of searching this computer?
I searched every single file that I could open and opened it and see what was inside of it.
And did you see any, throughout this whole searching from beginning to end, did you see any images of children in that computer?
No.
I don't know.
In fact, not only did he say no, it's like he's thinking F no. In fact, he's going, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay, that's what he's saying in a New York accent. Don't find anything. Nothing at all. Jodi, again, a total liar and smearing Travis. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, I know we're going the wrong time, but we're going to finish real quick, I promise. Okay, now Nurmi doing the cross on this guy, and again, I'm not going to show you all the waste of time he do trying to prove something and they don't find anything.
Fair enough, but you can see signs that there was access,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay.
Correct.
Jury question.
Sir,
Mr. Melendez, the jurors have some questions for you. Regarding all of the electronics seized, did you find any indication of pornography, naked women, or child photos on any of the items you examined?
I did not find any of that on any of the items I examined related to Mr. Alexander.
Regarding Travis's camera, just for clarification,
Oh, listen
all
to this.
pictures were not deleted. Is that correct?
This is very important because I didn't even realize this myself, even after going back and listening before. Jodi, who supposedly was in a fog and not thinking, not only did she delete the pictures of the murdered Travis and the sex pictures of the Travis, but what I did not realize is those the only pictures she deleted. She left all the other pictures on the camera. Listen to this.
That is correct.
The pictures depicting Jodi and Travis in sexual poses and the pictures before and after the killing were deleted, but there were pictures left on the camera. Is that correct?
That is correct.
If so, do you know how many pictures were left?
From recollection, I believe there were more than 90.
She went in and selectively deleted only the pictures that were incriminating after murdering him, stabbing him 29 times, shooting him in the head, slitting his throat ear to ear, and we find out earlier last week bludgeoning him with a blunt object several times. Okay. Finally,
Any other questions from the jury?
just something very inappropriate you need to see
Follow up, Mr. Martinez.
right
30
here.
tomorrow. Please remember the admonition. Are there any questions? Have a nice evening. You're excused.
Watch Jodi and BFF. Do you think that appropriate for what's been going on there? I don't. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because the video too long otherwise. Okay. Alright, so we're back and we see that Nurmi tried his best to bore us all to death. But it's too bad because he don't make any point at all in this thing. So what do we find out at the end? You know, did Nurmi forget to throw in the Spidey undies? Because I think he covered just about everything else that he did in his case. Just he wanted to get all that in again. But here's something interesting to me. You notice that all these nice girls that dated Travis, you know, we know he wasn't ready for marriage and everything, and that was their complaint. But they all say great thing about him, and they all say that he never abusive, don't call them names, and you know, not pushy after breakup. He don't come back and tell them they gotta have sex. He don't try to manipulate any of them. None of that crap that Jodi claimed he do. That she would just puppet on his strings and everything all the time. Of course, that completely shown awry, like everything else that was shown awry. But the interesting thing about this is, we know that Travis did get pushed over the edge and call her name before. And according to Nurmi had to bring that up, you know, srut, freehold wonder, and all that stuff. And it asked this question, begged this question: what is it about all these other girls don't bring that out, and Travis and Jodi do? And I just want to close with this, because it reminded me of something that my dad told me. You know, the wisdom of the parent pass on to the kid and everything. And this is what he say. This was somebody he had earlier in his life, not going to name. And he say to me, son, he say, son Mikey Kung Pao, he say, crazy people make other people crazy. Okay, so he was explaining why he might be a little crazy in response to some things that somebody do to him, and I think there's a lot of truth in that, don't you? So Jodi managed to push Travis over the edge to call her srut and a freehold wonder and all that kind of thing, which he don't call to anybody else. But I wonder, you know, could it be that she is some of those things? At least metaphorically speaking, you know what I mean. Okay, anyway, we got to close because it's a wrong video. Very wrong. But we'll come back in a few days, do another one, see what. I can't wait to see what next. I think Juan almost done. Hopefully this Nurmi will get shot down on his recross and everything. Or his rebuttal. You know, he wants to bring in yet another phony psychologist or something. And I hope he don't get away with that one. Anyway, that's it for now. And everybody have a good evening. We'll be following this closely. And as always, hey, where are my Jodi tools? Oh, you know what? This trial, not about a toilet paper shark, a used toilet paper shark. And if you don't know what that is, go see my video called Sympathy for Jodi. Okay? So now we see that it's not about that, and we see what it's really about. And we're getting down to it now, almost time for Juan's summation. It's about this. Okay? So that's it for now. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.